Hey, what is going on, you guys? Today I thought I'd talk about the evolution of the PlayStation controller. This is something that a lot of you guys have probably grown up with. You've known over the years, you've known the different evolutions of it. Some may know from the very beginning, others may know all the way to now with the DualShock 4. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this. Let's smash out the evolution of PlayStation controllers. So coming in at number 1 is the original version of the PlayStation controller, also known as Model SCPH-1010. It was released in December 3, 1994, and it came out with the original PSX or PlayStation 1 consoles. It, however, did not feature any rumble features like the DualShocks, and it also didn't feature any analog sticks. It was quite light, and it also had a wired connection for back in the day. But the original PlayStation controller was the very original PlayStation controller to be released. Number 2 is the DualShock analog controller. So this is the one that you guys, I am, and especially a lot of people are probably accustomed to when it comes to the PlayStation controllers. Came out in a grey colour, and it also featured a rumble feature or vibration feature, and had the analog sticks. So this DualShock analog controller, also known as SCPH-1200, was released in 1996 to 1997 and was continued all the way through until the PlayStation 2 came out. This controller did feature a variety of different colours. It did come out in the grey, it came out some transparent colours. I myself remember the aqua or the turquoise colour that I had, and I always aspired to get the clear, the crystal clear one. Yeah, the DualShock original controller was the bomb back in the day, especially as a kid because it was easy to hold. Moving on to number 3 comes the DualShock 2 analog controller. Now this was launched with the PlayStation 2 back in the 2000s, and this controller's model number is also known as SCPH-110. Little bit rhymey there. This controller also did feature some transparent colours along with the traditional black colour, although the cord was changed to like a black colour to match the PlayStation 2 controller and also the memory cards that came out at that time. The DualShock 2 controller didn't really feature too many updates from the original DualShock controller. It just had some varied colours, and I think, don't count me on this, I think they did actually do something with the analog sticks because the original DualShock controllers had a few problems with the analog sticks. Now moving on to number 4, we don't have a DualShock controller. In actual fact, we have the 6-axis controller. Now this was released with the PlayStation 3 back in 2006. The reason why they didn't release the DualShock 3 controller, or the DualShock wasn't a feature, apart from Sony's way of trying to get out of it and say that they couldn't put rumble features in with a motion feature in a controller, which is complete and utter bogus. It was actually the fact that Sony at the time were going through a lawsuit in regards to the DualShock controllers. This 6-axis controller was actually the first wireless controller from Sony. They tried to really push the 6-axis controller with making games that would feature the 6-axis controller, but my personal preference, the 6-axis controller was a very dull experience. You didn't get the vibration, you didn't get much feedback, and it was a really light controller, but personally I didn't really like it. Coming in at number 5, we then have the DualShock 3 controller. Now this took the place of the 6-axis controller, and it was after Sony got over their lawsuit with the DualShocks. So once that was all sorted out, they could then produce the DualShock 3, and this was the controller everyone was asking for. It was pretty much the perfect controller up until that point. It had rumble features, had the analog sticks. They did change some of the triggers, and this was both with the 6-axis as well. It did feature a mini USB port in the top for charging, along with a series of lights to tell you which controller you actually are, and also how much charge it had, and it had a PlayStation button feature in the center of it as well. And this was all the exact same as the 6-axis controller. They did, however, feature the 6-axis along with the DualShock 3 as well. So not only did you have the 6-axis feature, you also had the rumble feature. So it made the DualShock 3 probably the perfect controller up until that point. Moving on to number 6 is the DualShock 4 controller. Now this was released back in 2013 and it was a complete overhaul of what PlayStation have considered their controllers. They not only lengthened it, they added a touchpad, they added the speaker, the triggers on the back actually curve out, they added a light bar, they also added a micro USB charging port. A lot of features went into the DualShock 4. They also changed the aesthetics of it, the way it looked, and they changed the analog sticks as well for more of a concave feel. The DualShock 4, also known as model number CUH-ZCT1, was launched with the PlayStation 4 back in 2013 and is still the controller to date. There is different models of this controller. There is 2 versions. There was one that came out with the PlayStation 4 Pro. You've also had different colors as well. They did bring out a multiple of different colors, and I'm pretty sure it features Bluetooth, but you cannot count me on that. I'm pretty sure it's a Bluetooth connection. So anyway guys, this concludes my video on the PlayStation evolution of all the controllers. If you have any suggestions or comments, or you just want to chat, feel free to shoot a comment down in the comment section. I'm more than happy to read them. I actually love talking to you guys in the comment section. As always guys, if you liked the video, give it a huge thumbs up, go ham on it, smack that thumbs up button, smash it until it goes blue, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. Smash that subscribe button and also hit that little notifications bell right next to it. It notifies you whenever I upload a video. Righto guys, until next time, peace.